again. I hope the sound is okay. Else, please let me know. Let me expand the chat, please. Okay. Hi, everyone. So this was from last time, right? That's what we looked at last time. You remember we talked about opening disasters. This was one of the disasters, you could say. Black didn't play that badly the opening, but somehow the king got stuck in the middle. This game, Tari with the white pieces. Yeah, just very quickly. What did Tari play here? Just to check your memory. Um, he didn't play the most obvious move. You're right, Ryan. That's what he played. Uh-huh. Great work. But you could also play like Gordon is saying. Interesting move by heuristic mind and tactical magician. Oh, you play like that. Wow, that goes a little against the concept, no? You like to trade queens when you have a better, when you have the opponent has an unsafe king. But okay, that's another approach you could say. Interesting. Yeah, I didn't think about that, but we can talk about it. So first, Ryan the greatest. Let us know, what do you think should white play here at this point? Aha, queen e1. So that's what Tari played because he saw that in this way he can fight against, he can work on the pin in a better way. But it's okay also. Yeah, destroying the pawn structure. Oh, I see. Okay, so that's what he played in the game. Thanks, Ryan. Black was in big trouble here. They couldn't really save this game in any possible way. Vignesh, the name of the black player in this game. Queen v6, that's what happened last time. Knight takes, pawn takes, knight takes d5. Nice move by Tari, and white had a substantial advantage. All right. But then we talked about what tactical magician, heuristic mind, Oski, and chess art wanted to play knight e4. So queen takes d2, knight takes f6. Yeah, I cannot play. It would be fun to play that, but not healthy, I suppose. So pawn takes, rook takes d2. All right. I mean, the other line was so nice, but if you want to play like this, I think it's okay also. Maybe I can play something like bishop h6 and put my king on d7. I don't know. Is this completely lost? Today there was a game like that in the World Cup. Maybe you saw the game Ponomaryov versus Berkes. They played something like this, not like this, but Berkes was a pawn down, but he made a draw and he advanced uh, to the next stage. I think. Yeah. Okay. You take on e6, really? Oh, you take my pawn. I see. Good thinking by who is moving here. Oh, Ryan is still moving the pieces. Okay, Ryan. Good for you. You won a pawn here. That's not bad. Maybe you can press home this endgame with an extra pawn. I think that's highly likely, no? Ryan will be able to press here, bishop d4, taking care of the pawn. Yeah, good winning chances, definitely. So yeah, I think Magnus will win basically because he's very strong in the faster time controls. I think today was the chance that Kamer had to cause the upset. But okay, it cannot be easy to make a draw with Magnus with the black pieces. So yeah, I think he will win tomorrow the tiebreaks for sure. And also you should keep an eye on Nils Grandelius, no, Swedish number one. He's already at the next stage, so he's playing very well. He hasn't lost single game, I think, so far. Yeah, Ponomaryov is out. Yeah, Ponomaryov lost, so he's unfortunately out. Well, I think his opponent Berkes plays very nice games, so yeah, it's acceptable. All right, this is what we talked about. Yeah, what else could I possibly play here? I think it's okay. I don't want to argue with you. This looks nice for white also. Nice advantage. Black is suffering for sure. I hoped I could somehow get some opposite color bishops, but I can't really see it. Yeah, Hikaru versus Pragananda. That's an interesting match now. But I think also Nakamura is happy to go for the tiebreak. He's very good in those faster time controls. I think it favors him too. Both Magnus and he, they are favored by going to the tiebreaks. But maybe tomorrow I will eat up everything I'm saying here. So possibly it's not like that. But yeah, the most important thing is that tomorrow you will check out the tiebreaks. I hope it's not too early for those of you who are on the West Coast, for example. But never mind. So that's what we talked about. I think Happy Pawn said something about it's better to play Queen e1 so that we can take with the Queen on e6. But then, if you remember, if you have a good memory, we talked about the fact that this was also possible. But there was some strange variation that we had to see. If you remember this, like Bishop b4, and you had to see some wild tactic here. Not that I remember it really, but it was something, no, like Rook Yeah, what? Anyone remembers? Oh, Queen E2. You have better memory than me. Exactly. This is the one that we have to see so that we get Rook E7 in and Queen E6. But all this is easy to do when we move the pieces now and so on. But what he played was highly practical on Queen E1. So let's continue. Let's have a look at some more opening disasters. I would like to squeeze in three of them in this short time span. So let's get going. Um, let's see a game played in the European Women's Championship this year. Two very strong players with white pieces, Daulite and playing black, Mamadzada, in this interesting vibrating battle in the Sicilian Moscow. So e4, c5, knight f3, d6, bishop b5. Black played here bishop d7. I think nowadays very topical is knight d7, but okay, many people still play bishop d7 here. Bishop takes d7, knight takes d7. This was recommended somewhere instead of the usual queen d7. It has some hidden points to it. One of them is, I think, that something with if c4, there is this idea with 95, right? Something like this can be used somehow. You don't have that in the other line if white goes for the Maroczy. Anyway, in this game, white went for a different setup. When I have seen this, yeah, thanks, Ryan, but I will actually take back the pawn now. So when I have seen this almost always, and when I played it myself, I would castle, put my rook on e1, I play c3, d4, and so on. Why do so many people play the Moscow? Because it's safe. Now it's safe for white, healthy position. The same as the Rosolimo, right? I think that's the main reason. So yeah. Also, if you play the Open Sicilian, you have to know so many variations now, starting with the Naidorf, the Svesnikov, the Classical, and the Taivanov. So yeah, very tiresome to prepare. Maybe that's the other explanation. Anyway, what happened in this game was that white played the move c3, and I was surprised by this decision because I always thought that you should play rook e1 first. It's like in the other line. If you think about um, which line is that, with bishop e5, knight c6. Very few people play c3 here. It's not very common. What they usually play here, either they take on c6 or they castle. This one is a very topical variation. You might know this one. Now bishop d7 and rook e1 and knight f6, and only then you play c3. I think you have this line with, yeah, maybe you have seen it. No, a6 and the bishop goes back, and you play bishop d4. But here again, you castle and then you play c3. But in this game, why does everybody play e4? Yeah, because it's fun, probably, right? There are many interesting openings that you can play after e4. I don't know. That's already a very big question. Let's focus on this game instead. Bishop d7, bishop takes, knight takes, and white played then c3. So we're talking a lot in the chat. I would like to. Oh, those comments. What's your language, Oski Chess? That doesn't sound like appropriate language to me. In any case, yeah, that's another line. Titan Chess. Yeah, I like that line for white. There is a famous game, Carlsen versus Gelfand, in that line that you're talking about. Never mind. Never mind. I want to ask you something here before uh, I lose the opportunity. The point behind c3 first. All right. The point behind c3 first, anyone? Could you imagine what might be the possible idea of c3 first? Why? Why not back it up with castles and rook e1? Yeah, of course we want to play d4, correct. D4, yeah, but we will do that in the other line also. But why do it now? Why can't we just castle first and then do this the same thing? What would be the difference? Isn't this what most people play? I think so. But she didn't play that. She played c3. I just want to see your imagination here. What's aha, smart goldfish? You're right. To catch black of course. Yeah, maybe also. But technically speaking, it's what smart goldfish is saying. We want to get e5 in earlier. And if you don't believe in this, just wait until you see the game. Black played knight f6, queen e2, and black played e6. I think that the recommended line, the line that you can see in some opening books, it goes like this, if I'm not mistaken. Castles, knight f6, rook e1, e6, c3, bishop e7, d4, and here you should castle. I think you should not take because then you invite white's knight to the game. You should castle, and when they play e5, I think it's knight e8. The computer likes this, and that's the reason why it appeared in some recommendations. So it makes perfect sense, no? We don't let them put the knight on c3, and if they take on d6, we take back with the knight. We get some kind of French Rubinstein structure. It looks safe for black. But this didn't happen in the game. It didn't happen in the game. Please notice the timing here, guys. Notice the timing. e5, and black is just in time to retreat the knight. They don't want to put the knight on d5. Anyone? Why don't we want to put the knight on d5? That's right, Al. We want to play c4. Yeah, heuristic mind chess, of course. white gets an extra tempo for their development. So somebody here, I mean, the computer in the first place, Stockfish, of course, or anyone noticed 98, and this was more clever. So what happened in the game is that they don't play like that. They play c3 straight away. Knight f6, queen e2, e6, d4. Please notice the timing here. Black plays bishop e7, possibly thinking that, all right, now my next move is castling, and when they play e5, I'll go knight e8. Okay, guys, time for our first quiz here. You will not get a lot of time to figure this out. If you can find the fourth move, I will really congratulate you, okay? You get 1 minute 30. Try to get the fourth move also. The first three moves are not difficult, after all what I have said here, but move number 4 is complex, all right? Use some imagination, you will find move number 4. Interesting, Gordon and JM chess, that's possible. Maybe I can take on d4, and if you take on d4, I take on e5. No? Very nice idea by Sarthak and Alg. I like the spirit of this move. I think, well, I have to take one of the pawns. Yeah, we will look at that. So far, nobody. Adi Chess, you're closest. Okay, Tactical Magician, congratulations. We have a first winner here. Adi Chess, I like your move. It's the right spirit. Maybe I can castle away though. Okay, so far, only Tactical Magician has noticed. Happy Pawn, you're extremely close. That's another good idea. I think if you play that Happy Pawn, I'm not completely sure. Should I give up a pawn or should I play e5? I'm afraid I have to play e5. I don't like it, Happy Pawn. Don't get me wrong, but I'll have to play that, I think, to keep things closed. Hollow Blade, that's another interesting idea. I think I play bishop e7, though. Oh, so many people want to play d5 and move 3. Okay, that's probably possible. I would maybe take on e5, then knight takes e5, knight takes, pawn takes. Yeah, I have a slightly bad pawn structure, but just wait until you see the game. Okay, I think we will only have one winner on this one, but a lot of people were very close. Rohan, I like your move, knight a3. Ryan, that's a very inventive move, a4. Yeah, I like it too, but there is something even stronger. All right, Tactical Magician, only winner on this one. Please go ahead, Tactical. What is it what you have noticed? So e5, of course, everybody understood this. We're playing this while black cannot retreat the knight to e8 that they wanted. Knight e5, our next move is important also. We push the pawn as we were discussing so that our knight can come to c3. Yeah, we will come to that, Titan. Don't worry. We will talk about every move that you're considering here. Please remind me. That's all I ask from you. So at this point, actually, black makes a big mistake. Had they played knight c7, they would still be kind of in the battle. You can also see that if white goes d5, perhaps we are able to just castle. I haven't really looked at this, but I'm just suspecting that this will be okay for black. So white could play something else. The knight on c7 is not exactly a perfectly placed piece. I think maybe we could just take and play knight c3, something like that. I like this for white. I'm happy to play this with white. The knight is misplaced on c7. It's a slight white advantage, I would suspect. We will come to that. Yeah, don't be too impatient here, guys. We'll come to that. Knight b6, that's what they played in the game. Please go ahead, tactical, show us. E takes d6. Why do we play it now? Well, you get the answer on the next turn. Fantastic. Okay, I have a question to you, which is not fully chess related. Do you think that White prepared this at home, or do you think that they found it at the board? What do you think? Home preparation or something they found at the board? It was prep. I think so too. If I remember correctly, these moves were played rather quickly. So you could say Black's mistake in this game was simply to enter some variation that they didn't know as well as the opponent. But okay, this can happen to anyone. No, b4, what a beautiful move. We can easily understand here Tactical Magician's idea. No matter how I react here, if I take on d4, for example, it's just tactics, as Pop Fisher. Yeah, but interesting. You have to see the whole sequence, no? Exactly. We will come back to this position. Now let's talk about all your sidelines here. So knight b6, some people wanted to take on d6 and play d5. This looks very interesting. I would love to just castle away. That would be my kind of move, but honestly, I don't understand how this works for black. So I think I will have to play e5. Not what I wanted, but I will have to play it. In my distant dreams, I'm able to play f5 later on, but probably white is better here. Yeah, white is better. All right, so interesting idea by Happy Pawn. Most of you wanted to play d5 straight away, so let's see here. I think I should take with a knight on e5. Yeah, now you're damaging my pawn structure. I agree on that. So you take, I guess, on e6, right? You take on e6, exactly. And now I think it's time for me to castle. Yeah, that's what I would play. And I'm hoping for the best. I'm not completely convinced, but I think this is what I will have to play. So you could probably take, and you probably don't take this pawn. You don't want to trade it for the c4 pawn. You'll just castle here and put the knight on c3. White should be better. Yeah, I agree. White should be better here, unless I have some move like queen d4. What do you think? White is very pleasant. Can you say that in English? White is pleasant? Well, never mind. This is not the language class. I'll play queen d4. It might be pleasant or not, but that's what I would play and try to bring in my pieces. I understand that white is better, but I still think I have some. Knight a3. All right, to play bishop e3 next. Yeah, I agree. That's highly possible. E4 comes to mind. I don't know if that's a game changer. Perhaps not. I wanted to play something like queen d3 or queen e5. Maybe like that. Yeah, actually, I'm not so convinced anymore by your variation. You play bishop e3, I put my queen on e5. Just wait until you see the game, guys, and you will see the difference. I think this is okay. White's position is very... Oh, White's... Thanks, Heuristic Mind, for language explanation. White's position, that's what we should say. Okay. Queen e5, pleasant or not, but this looks okay for black. We have a worse pawn structure, but we're fairly active. So, okay. I think that's what could happen here. But anyway, you're on the right track, of course, trying to punish black. But actually, if you look at this strictly from a development point of view, you would say that black is not worse developed than white. If you see what I mean. Black has 3 minor pieces already developed. White only has 1. So it's not like we're ahead in development or anything. The simple thing here is that we have this tactical trick that Tactical Magician showed us. E takes, pawn, bishop takes, and b4. Unfortunately, black was caught off guard. Unfortunately, if you turn on the computer, it will also tell you all these moves. So it's impossible now for black. They are in big trouble. Mamajada put up good resistance here. She took c takes d4, and after c5, she played the move d3. This was the best they could do here. It was the least of evils. So, all right, guys, I'm talking too much. Now it's your turn. I would like to see if you can find a way in which she very cleverly cemented her material advantage. Oh, we have a question there. 95 and 4th move. All right, Heuristic. We will not forget about you. We will come back. Sorry, that's why I told you to remind me. Okay, if you play like that, Ryan and tactical, yeah, what does that mean? I guess I go bishop e7, right? And something with bishop f6, maybe. Yeah, not completely convincing, but okay, we will look at that. Bishop e7 is my move. Okay, only winner, Alg. Only Alg has played, and Mexico Real. Okay, 2 winners. You have played what happened in the game. Yeah, what might be the difference there? We will come to that. Maybe there are multiple good choices here. Hollow Blade, 3rd winner. Okay, Al, show us, please. What should white play here? Yeah, the first move is not difficult. So black tried this tricky move, queen f6, right? Yeah, queen f6. And here we play simply queen c3. Very nice. What black was hoping for was that white would play knight c3, and they would probably be able to stir up the game by knight e5. Is that so? I'm not completely convinced, but at least I understand their idea here, right? They want to take on a1 and things like that. So better what Alg is playing here, queen c3, and after I go back with the bishop Alg, you don't have any big issues here, right? All right, guys, we will look at your options here. Okay, thanks. You're also analyzing. Exactly, that's what happened in the game. Back to business here, back very quickly. Somebody wanted to talk about their move here. Somebody said knight g5. Was it knight g5 here? Here you wanted to play knight g5? Well, okay, that looks a little off topic, I would say. Yeah, first question, if I castle, do I run into some crazy tactic? Knight takes c6, is that what you want to play? Okay, I can understand that, but, well, does it really work? Yeah, maybe it works. Good point. You caught me off guard here in a nice tactic. But okay, I don't resign just like that. So I'll take, you take, I go king h8, you take, I take. Wait, now it's my turn. You had a lot of fun. Now I want to attack also. I got 2 pawns. You got 1 pawn if maths don't betray me, and your king is in trouble now. Yeah, I'm attacking. So I don't think this is so clear, whoever said this. Interesting, 95. Was there any other question at this point, or should we continue with b4? What do you think? But interesting, yeah. Thanks for sharing your idea, Pop Fisher. That was an interesting variation. Let's go back to the game. CD, c5, d3. So some people wanted to play here queen b2. Yeah, in that case, we will play bishop e7. Oh, that's what you were discussing. Bishop takes, bishop f6, right? I mean, queen takes, bishop f6. If you take, I play like this, knight c3. I was hoping to just take back with a knight. Careful now, knight a4 is coming. Exactly, hollow blade. That's a very good way to put it. Problem is that white is too much behind on development, so they can't really defend. Exactly. What if black sacks for the 3 pawns instead of d3? What if black sacks for the 3 pawns chess, titan chess? Black sacks, you must be knight takes e5, right? Or bishop takes e5. So if knight takes, I think the problem is that I have queen b5, right? And I'm making you lose a pawn, no? Maybe, or I don't know if is there anything better. Maybe something like bishop a3 looks technical, no? So that we can take this pawn. That's the pawn we want, of course, not the b7 pawn. Oh, 95, it says a heuristic mind. Yeah, exactly. That's better. Yeah, sorry guys, my tactics not 100%. This move is nice, although I like my move because if you compare these two moves, I'm using a piece which is not developed. No, you're using a piece which is already developed. But okay, probably it doesn't make a big difference. Both are fine. If you then take with a bishop instead, I guess I have a good bishop move here, right? Yeah, queen b5 is annoying, and also yeah, exactly. Gordon, bishop a3 looks. It's not like we're chasing material or something. We're just trying to improve our position. Also some castles, and maybe then we can go queen e5 without running into the fork on d3, right? So I think this is not convincing. And as I told you in the very beginning, you turn on the engine and it will tell you all these moves. So I suspect that there is actually nothing for black. The whole variation is bad. They will have to fix this for the next time. So c takes d4, c5. We can look very quickly at what happened in the game. They played d3, queen takes. Did I get it right? It's like that. Queen f6. Yeah, that's how they played, right? Queen c3, bishop e7, and now they just took on b6, and yeah, the game is not that interesting anymore. Bishop takes b4 was played by black, but as you know, in the opening, we can write that here in the opening. Two pieces. Let's see here. Two pieces usually prevail over rook and pawn, right? In the end game, it can be the opposite. Rook and pawn can be stronger, but in the opening, safe to say, our minor pieces are worth more. So queen takes a7, white played here b takes a7. This was very logical because, black has no good moves anyway here. Rook takes a7, castles, and yeah, it's resignable already, but after black's next move, things didn't exactly go better. Isn't queen f6, knight c3 good for black? Exactly, Oscar Chess, you're the smartest one here. We are mating them next turn. All right, Hollow Blade. Queen f6, knight c3, knight e5 good for black. Queen f6, knight c3. Isn't that what we talked about recently? Or I'm having serious memory problems. Knight e5, I think we just mentioned this, right? I said that if queen takes, knight takes, and we have queen takes e3. I think so. Knight d5. No, knight e5. 95 for black. Oh, 95 here, you mean? That's not completely understandable. Or what are we talking about? You're trying to save black, but black is already doing fine after 95. Or am I missing something? We're trying to understand why did white play in the game queen c3. So my biggest argument here is that they played queen c3 because now it's protected and we are ready to cash in with this threat. If you instead play knight c3, I think black has a few different moves here. Bishop e5, we didn't talk about this. This might also work, right? We're managing to create a new threat, but knight e5, I didn't see this move, honestly. I haven't seen this. Interesting. Maybe that can also work, yeah. But it seems to me that this one is the nicest one because also we, open up the game a little. Maybe we can bring in the rook and so on. Knight c3 is worse for white. Yeah, possibly. All right, I think we're all on the same page here. We all agree on this. So in short, what happened in this game, interesting topical variation in the Sicilian Moscow. C3, why did they play that so early? Now you know the answer. They want to play d4 and e5 as soon as they can. Knight f6, queen e2, e6, d4, bishop e7, black played like in the other line with castles included, but now white stroke with e5. So around here, I think black will have to look for some kind of repair, some fix here. Maybe they have to play knight d7 or some other move order thing they can do here. I don't know. This is how the game went: c4, and the knight should have gone to c7, but that's an ugly place. They went to this square, and all of you noticed here. You know what? Maybe we should do this in chessable way. We will. Let's do that. Let's do that. Let's do some opening training here. Those of you who don't play the Moscow, I'm very sorry, but just for a moment, you will have to play out all these moves, but I will give you very limited time, so you better have fast fingers for this mission. We will take it all the way to the winning position, all right? Now we'll just take it up to move 11. So you get 20 seconds and you have to play out 11 moves. Good luck, guys. Go for it. Fast fingers, please. Let's see who makes it. Okay. Heuristic mind, I'm sorry. Tactical, you played something else. Okay, maybe this was an imposter. Gordon, bravo, awesome Sartak, JM Chess, Ryan the greatest, Hollow Blade. You see, it was not too fast for you because you're really fast thinkers. We have about 10 winners here. Gordon, Sartak, JM Chess, Ryan, Hollow Blade, Daniel, and Smart Goldfish. This is the list of winners, you could say, but many of you were very close also. And if you wanted to play D3 on move 3, yeah, be my guest, but we were talking about this opening, this nice game by Daulite from, I think, Lithuania, but now playing for France. So this is how it went. Please notice C4, and if you hadn't seen it before, Tactical Magicians, great tactical ploy here, B4. This is a good thing to remember. All right, we will continue. We will take our next example. Let's switch to the Catalan, okay? Let's switch to the Catalan. If I told you that it's a miniature which ends in 21 moves, do you think white wins or black wins in the Catalan? Who is more likely to produce a miniature in the Catalan? White, black. Yeah, I would also think white, but actually, I thought we should have some black games also that black wins. So I brought up a game where black wins. Okay. So from the Catalan, two grandmasters here. Bobby Cheng, I think, from Australia, and Sokolovsky should be from Israel, if I'm not mistaken. So let's have a look here. It starts like a Catalan: d4, d6, c4, d45, c4, e6, knight f3, knight f6, g3, bishop b4. Interesting system for black with a quick a5. Aha, that's what I thought also, Titan Chess. If you want to see the miniatures where white win, it's usually when they take this pawn and they try to hang on to that pawn and they get destroyed, some knight takes f7. I think I have a game like that also, but okay, we will take that at another occasion. Here, black played bishop b4, bishop d2, a5. Very interesting system. In some lines, we will actually take this pawn, we'll play b5, and we will have this funny move, rook a6. So this is very topical. There was some game in the World Cup where they played like this, not that I really remember it, but it's still very popular. I know which game. Ivanchuk versus Wei Ji. There was a game like that. I don't know if you saw it. It was a draw in the end. I think Ivanchuk played queen c2, Wei Ji castled, bishop g2, c5. This is the long line that I always forget about how the moves go. C takes, knight takes d4. Do you know this line, guys? I think so, no? You know this stuff. Queen b6, e3, e takes d5. Kiro Tori says, you know this line. All right, knight c6. It ends up being like some kind of Taras. No, knight takes, pawn takes. Rook c1, I think Ivanchuk played. Wei Ji defended with bishop d7, and he played like knight c3. And there was a pawn move here. Pawn move. Anyone? Yeah, this happened many times. Anyone? What pawn move does black play here? At some stage, exactly. Titan Chess knows his theory, and that is actually what he did in the game. Wei Ji. He pushed the pawn all the way to h3. He lost his pawn. You can check this game. It was in round 2, I think. And then he brought his knight to e4 and to g4 and the queen to f6. Very nice. It was a draw in the end. But I like the way he played Wei Ji in this game. But okay, Ivanchuk later on he won that match. So in any case, that's what can happen in this line if you play with the white pieces here. Queen c2 at some stage. Very often black will push c5 and you get some kind of Taras structure. Anyway, let's have a look at what happened in the game. Bishop g2, castles, queen c1. Funny move, right? Why on earth would you put the queen on c1 instead of c2? Anyway, any idea about why they put the queen on c1? There is also always a reason. No, it was not a mouse slip. This was a normal game, so no mouse slip on the real chessboard, probably. So, anyone? Oh, h4, h5, h6. I don't think that was the idea. Interesting idea from Sarthak and Heuristic Mind. Yeah, avoid bishop f5. Well, maybe. Yeah, something like that. Oh, you're closest. He wanted to bring the queen to this side at some point. And I think it's possible. I think the computer said it was okay. Okay, black played like in the other line. They played c5. And at this point, if you play c takes d5, we will play c takes d4. And we get the same position like last time, right? Knight takes, and they play here queen b6, kicking away the knight, and then they take back and they play knight c6. Anyway, let's see what happened in the game, because white played instead here d takes c5. All right, guys, enough talking. It's your move. I would like to know black's best move at this point. I have seen this game. Okay, good for you, Tactical Magician. I have also seen it, and I liked it really much, really a lot. I thought it was a nice game. Anyone? How would you take the initiative with black? Correct. Kiro Tori, Titan Chess, Sarthak, that's the right spirit. Happy Pawn, you also found it. This is in the spirit of the Albin counter gambit, right? Also in some Tarash lines. It's good to know this stuff. Tactical Magician, Hollow Blade. Who else got it here? Oh, many people. Kiro Tori. Yeah, I can't see all the names because you're so many. Exactly. Please go ahead. The fastest here was Awesome. Kirotori was fastest, I think, but I can't click on Kirotori for some reason here. Awesome Owen is clickable, so please go ahead, Owen. What would you play here? Key move in this kind of position. Exactly. Please notice, guys, in some D4, D5 openings, this is a very typical pattern. For example, in the Albin counter gambit, you really have to know about this. This is a key move here in the Albin, but also you have it in many lines in the Taras. Now, I would say this is like a little brother to the Taras, this line that we're looking at. So in the Taras, for example, if white plays d takes e5, yeah, you can imagine, no? Of course, we will play d4 here anyway. So it happens in a bunch of Taras lines. Yeah, which other line? Oh, you also have it in the Slav, right? In the Slav, in this line, you have it also. I don't even know the name of this line, but I know the line because there is a famous game, Kasparov Nikolic, in the Olympiad back in 1992, I think. This line, if you know about it, maybe like that. Aha. So anyway, that's an important idea in these lines, the d4 break, and that's what happened in our game. So let's continue with the game. They play the final move queen c1, black stroke with c5, and after d takes c5. Of course, as who was it? Osam Owen showed us d4 key move here with black. Still, I think the computer likes this with white. What about knight e5, knight e3 after d4? What about knight e5, knight e3 after d4? Right now you mean knight e5. Oh, interesting. Please notice you're moving a piece again. You're moving a piece which already moved. So if you do that, yeah, what would I play? I would probably try to kick your knight. No? Queen c7. You go knight e3, I'll take. And yeah, I don't know how you want to justify this now. With the queen here, I don't think you want to take with the knight, right? But yeah, okay, let's say with the knights. Anyone? What will black play here? Knight a6. Yeah, that's a very cautious choice if you want to take the pawn. e5, that's my choice. e5, that's how I like to play. I keep control of the center. Let's bring out the knight, the bishop. We don't care for now about the c5 pawn. If white can sack this pawn so many times in the Catalan, I can also sack it, right? Black can also sack it. So anyway, d4, that's what I played here in the game. White took on b4, a takes b4. And now, in order to make their opening idea make sense, white play the move queen f4. I won't say that this is completely wrong. I will just say that it's very risky and you have to be very precise if you play this with the white pieces. So knight c6 was perfectly possible to develop, but I think at this point Sokolovsky already like smell that there is something going on here. I can go for more. So guess what black played here? Anyone? If you're really ambitious with the black pieces, what would you play? Oh, b3. That's an interesting move also to go rook takes a2. I like your way of thinking, pop, hollow blade, and so on. He didn't play b3. Yeah, what if he plays b3? Maybe knight a3, no? Maybe they would play like that. But I like the way of thinking, definitely. Who knows? Even some crazy sacrifices like that. Well, I'm dreaming now because I'm not using my other pieces, so it's probably too soon for that. But yeah, nice thinking. You're right, Rohan and everyone else who said d3. That's what the Israeli grandmaster played here. d3. Very clever move. All right, now if I flip the board for just one moment, if you can tell me what is White's best choice here, then you are really brilliant. If you can find White's best continuation here, this is very tough. Yeah, he did that in the game, Alg. That's what he played in the game. He castled here, which is a human move, but it leads to disaster. Imagine what the computer tells us to play with White here. Why does Osam Owen have the pawn? Yeah, okay, I'll fix that then. Yeah, I don't say them. Rohan, you said it. Yeah, exactly. You got it, Rohan. I think that's kind of spectacular. It's not completely uncommon, but still, it's surprising that you will play like this, right? King takes it. That's what the engine says that you should play with white, with interesting prospects to bring the rook to d1. So maybe this was the way to turn the tables. If this is correct, then we can safely conclude that black could have played instead the simple move knight c6 to keep all the doors open. And maybe later we can try to push e5 and we have this move b3 in the pocket. In my way of seeing things, it's still very interesting to play this with. With black, maybe what white is relying on is a move like queen d6 here at some point. But yeah, anyway, what is bad about queen d4? No, I don't know. I haven't said anything, Hollow Blade. d3, you want to play queen d4. Maybe you're losing a lot of time with your queen, don't you think? I can maybe take, you will take, I will play knight a6 maybe. I'll try to take that pawn. I don't know. what what do you think? It's interesting, no? Queen takes, rook takes, and I'll take on c5. I think black is okay. Or maybe if I want, I can spice up the game. I don't know. Something like queen a5 and knight c6 and e5. Yeah, that's probably what I would play if I had a chance here. Play quickly, now fight for the initiative. Knight c6 and push e5. Okay, you have to play this on your own risk, but looks kind of interesting, no? You get some counterplay, and the queen is also. It was trapped almost, right? Almost trapped with rook d8. King e2 is better. Yeah, I think so too. Definitely. All right, back to the game. D3, that's what he played in the game, and white castle. Unfortunately, this leads to big problems for black. For white, they played d takes, rook e1, and black simply played here the move knight c6. First development. If they take the pawn, I think there was some tactical difficulty for white. Yeah, I think I know what is the tactical difficulty, and I will quiz you on this difficulty. So, all right, guys, you will have to tell me black's best move here. You will get for this mission only 20 seconds, okay? Because it's not very difficult. Mm-hmm. Everybody got this. Oh, I'm happy to see that. Gordon, you were the fastest. Then tactical, heuristic, JM chess, and a lot of other students got this right. I think I'm asking you two easy questions. I'm happy that you saw this. It's actually a key move in this game. It's the kind of move that we always like to play in the Catalan, I would say. Okay, a lot of people got it right. So I can't click on. Oh, Titan says you were the fastest, but I can't click on you. So I'll click on Smart Goldfish instead. Please go ahead, Smart Goldfish. What would you play here with the black pieces? We have Queen d1 in the pocket, but first we play e5 so that they cannot take back, because then we will indeed play Queen d1. And if they play exactly, thanks. And if they play something else, yeah, Queen somewhere. No, I don't know where to put the Queen actually. Back home, perhaps. Yeah, what would you consider here at this point, Smart Goldfish? If you play for the initiative, what would you play at this point? Of course, we just go e4, and it's the battle for the center, right? They move their knight somewhere, and you can bet that we will consider to enter in the center, right? Hello, who is it? Sorry, smart goldfish. Yeah, knight e4. Interesting. Even this is the crazy line. No, rook d2, knight b3. Yeah, okay, I'll play rook d2, but I think black must be winning here. I just don't see the tactic. We have this in the pocket now. They have not working right now, I think. But yeah, we can play something else, like I don't know, rook e8 maybe, or something. Yeah, net b3, it doesn't really work. Did we mix up something here? Queen d1 is coming. No, no, knight b3, no, because they take, right, and it's hanging on d8. Bishop g4, says Rohan. Yeah, that's an interesting move. That's probably the best move. Yeah, very smart thinking. Aha, preventing queen d1 and perhaps preparing knight e2. Yeah, looks promising. Nice. All right, h3, knight e2 check probably. Whoever said that, heuristic mind. If you see what I mean. Knight g5, knight e4, rook d2, bishop g4, h3, knight e2. That was the brilliant variation offered here by Rohan. Aha, and I'm with Rohan completely. This looks very nice. Yeah, knight h3. That's already like resigns. Yeah, we can't play like that, unfortunately. So, yeah, nice, nice. That's what black noticed here. They played a very clever move. Knight c6. They know that if white takes this pawn, they are going to taste e5. Key move in this kind of position. Queen d6 was played by white in the game, and we have a few different choices here. But black actually played exactly like in the game. They played exactly in the same way as we just saw here. The queen has traveled a lot, so actually we're not scared that they trade off the queen. They spend so much time. So you're right, Sartak, exactly. They played here e5. The key move of this game, please notice, guys, the big effect, the huge effect of this move e5. The point is simply that we want to push this pawn and gain the square on d4 for our knight. The queen trade is actually not, what can I say, it doesn't really matter in this case. It doesn't affect black's main strategy. So you don't need to like play queen a5 here or something. You can just go for your plan. So already white's fate is decided here. The same thing, right? We play e2, and if knight g5, anyone, what would you play here with a black piece is just for you to see this little trick in action, the one that everybody would like to play. All right, you get only 35 seconds for this mission. JM Chess, the fastest thinker here. Aha, half a point for Sartak and Ryan. I go rook d2 in that case, okay? But JM Chess, Gordon, Smart Goldfish, Alg, Rohan, Heuristic Mind, you all got it right. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 29. All right. So a lot of people got it right. Aha, this was not difficult. You just have to stick to the main strategy here. Push e5, e4, knight e4, and you have that nice little tactic there. So please go ahead, Hollow Blade. You can tell us what should black play here. Yeah, we played e4 actually already. So aha, we can now use this square. Rook d2, of course, some x-ray issue here, so we should first trade queens, and then we have the cheap tactic, and it's goodbye here for white. Or move a5. You usually don't have this kind of benefits in all these lines. It's a useful move, but you never expect it to really get this far. But it's good to know, of course, that you have such tactical motives. All right, e5 was played in the game. White finally concluded development, but it's already too late. You know the next move here, of course. Aha, I don't have to ask you twice. I won't quiz you again for this. e4, that's what they played. Yeah, I can't Hollow Blade. The thing is that when there are many students who find the right move, the first names like disappear in the list. So I can't I can't find you after that. I'm sorry. That's why it was your move, I think, or something. Never mind. 95. I don't have to ask you twice about the next move, do I? Anyone? What did black play here? Of course, Hollow Blade. 94, one knight leaves, the other knight enters the center. We have knight c2 coming up, rook b1, and black's next move is very simple. They could have taken on a2, but they played a nicer move here. Anyone? Any move that you like for black? That's right, little chess player. Why don't we bring in one more piece to the battle? It's already getting very hot in white's position. It's very difficult to defend this. Not every day you have a passed pawn on e2 at move 16 as black. And yeah, this is definitely crisis for white. They played in the game queen f4. Yeah, now it's getting a little crazy, this position. Um, yeah, knight a5. I don't understand. Knight a5. A5 is over here, right? I think no knight can reach that square. Oh, knight h5. Yeah, that's right. That's what they played in the game. Knight h5, queen h4. Wow, poor queen. Oh, how much did it travel in this game? Queen h4 and black simply play here h6. It's a mess, this position, I agree, but we can see that as soon as the dust settles here, white's problems are too big now. The pawn is hanging, is there. Rook takes a2, the pawn is hanging. There are some ideas with knight c2, and also not to be forgotten, e3, of course. So the rest of the game, yeah, queen trapped, queen takes h5. I don't know if he trapped the queen, but that's what he tried in the game. He took like that, h takes c5. e3 is there all the time, no? Knight takes e4, queen e7, hitting the bishop, f3, and yeah, black's last move is not so difficult to see, but I will quiz you on this one just to see if you're awake. All right. Yeah, poor queen. White made so many moves with the queen, but to no avail. It was too ambitious, this plan. Yeah, I'm sorry for white. It was an interesting concept, but it was badly timed, I would say. All right, JM Chess, Sarthak, Oski, Tactical, Rohan, Kirotori. There are other moves also. G6, yeah, that cannot be bad, of course. Many good moves. But yeah, what they played in the game, it's the other G pawn. Yeah, exactly. So, all right, chess art, please go ahead. What would you play here with the black pieces to finally tear up white's defenses? This knight is now definitely doomed. So white actually resigned at this point. I would say complete opening disaster. Yeah, it's over. So what happened in this short game was that black replied to the Catalan with this modern system with a5. White played a very funny move, queen c1, slightly dubious, you would say, at least after seeing this game. c5, that's a typical approach in these positions, just like in Ivanchuk VG the other day. DC, so usually you take the other way here. DC, I think this is dangerous due to d4, the idea we know from the Albin and from the Taras. Bishop takes, pawn takes. This is a very nice structure for black. Queen f4, d3. Key move here, as we saw here, knight e5. This was the way for white to keep the balance, probably. Castles, it was just too ambitious. I think what white missed in this game was that this trick with e5. They must have calculated up to this point and they were just saying, oh, no problem. Queen e1, I can just go back with the rook. But they must have forgotten about this trick e5. That's, as I see it, that's the game changer. But what if they don't know what to play? What are we talking about now? Sorry, I didn't catch up with the conversation here. Okay, maybe we can continue. So interesting game. You can see black played in a very sound way. They played natural moves. They gave away a pawn. uh, and they had a lot of initiative. So this queen, the sortie, perhaps it was not completely well founded. All right, let's take our last game for today, and this is actually rather different because Black makes, as far as I can see, no noticeable mistake. Even then, after 14 moves, they are lost. Do you think that's possible, guys? Is it possible? I will write it here. Can we make 14? What could you say? Normal moves in a row and be lost? I don't know if I know the answer to the question, but some of you are saying yes. So wait until you see this game, and we will talk about this again. Yeah, maybe. Chess is a difficult game. Let's have a look at this game. It's played with the white pieces Ghosh, and playing black is Kölner. I think Ghosh is a strong grandmaster from India, if I'm not mistaken. Ghosh played in this game knight f3. We should really enjoy this game from white's perspective, so I will flip the board. Knight f3, d5, e3. What a humble opening, but yeah, this is something I think my compatriot Axel Smith wrote about this in a great book. I don't know the name, but it's something about playing e3 early and later on you have this in all the variations and you play c4. E3 poison, exactly. No, Pump Up Your Rating, that's another of his great books, but yeah, the E3 poison, that's the name of it. Yeah, it's more poisonous than you can imagine. I think one of the points is that, for example, if black likes to play the Queen's Gambit accepted, and you play this E3 poison against them, they don't have a good reply because you can then like wait with D4 or something, and you get some extra options. Like if you play Knight F6 and C4, there is some difference here, if I'm not mistaken. You don't play D4, you play something else with white. But never mind. Yeah, I'm not an opening expert. You will have to ask Axel about that. Let's see the game. E3, Knight F6, C4, E6, and white played Knight C3, Bishop E7. So far, so good. Normal game. It's a slow and boring opening that I hate. Which opening is that? This one? But I don't think you will hate it once you see this game. Okay, we'll see. B3, that's how white played castles. Is this a mistake? I'm asking you because I don't know the answer. But look what happened in this game. Bishop B2, C5. As for my understanding, so far black has only made normal moves. So white played here c takes d5. Obviously d4 was a threat. We cannot accept that. So c takes d5. And I think here white will very much adapt their play to black's recapture. So if black takes with a pawn, anyone, what would white play in that case? Exactly, d4. Now we get some kind of Taras, but a good version of the Taras with the bishop already posted on this diagonal. There is no c4. I think black will play maybe knight c6, and we can just take, I guess. And yeah, what would happen after that? Yeah, I'm not really good at this line. Don't we have like d4 there? Yeah, it looks good for black. I'm probably missing something. Maybe we don't play. Maybe we start with bishop e2 instead. Yeah, that makes more sense, perhaps. I think so. Yeah. So if they take, we always take with a knight. In the end, they sit with the IQP on d5. Yeah, exactly. So in the game instead, but I think this was preferable. In the game, to take with a knight, and white plays here queen c2. Okay, please notice there is one move that white will not play. Aha, they will not castle in this game. And that's why black is lost after 14 moves. All right, you'll see queen c2, knight c6. Aha, Zhang Chao Zhu. Yeah, that's a strong player. I didn't know he plays this, but never mind. Let's continue. A3, you can see obviously what white is doing here. They're preventing knight b4. It looks a little like, I would say, the Sicilian Taimanov. If you imagine that this pawn was here and the pawn was there, it would be a little like the Sicilian Taimanov, for what it's worth, with the pawn on a3. Anyway, b6, and at this point, it's time for you guys to find white's strongest move here. All right, you get 30 seconds to find the most powerful move. The computer really likes it also. Aha, that's right. Titan Chess, JM Chess, Kiro Tori, Gordon, Owen, Heuristic Mind, Daniel Best. It seems you know this opening better than I do. Bishop d3, interesting. Yeah, half a point if you play that. I guess if bishop d3, I think I should play f5. We will talk about that, okay? We'll talk about that. Knight takes d5, yeah, it's also possible. No, knight takes 5, slightly boring choice. Alpha Zero loves h4, h5, h6. But let me tell you something, Heuristic Mind, that pawn, I don't think it goes to h6 this time. I think it will just stay there. Never mind. Let's ask Daniel Best. Please go ahead, Daniel. What do you play here with the white pieces? H4. Why do we play that? Just like in the Sicilian Taimanov, that's why I'm making this comparison. You're going for this move, knight G5. If you see what I mean, if you take the Sicilian Taimanov, you will have to help me here, but there are some lines where you do exactly this. Let's see if I can get this right, just for you to see the connection here. Some of these lines where you play with bishop e3 and bishop d3, something like this. You put the bishop here, black plays something like knight f6, and suddenly they play here h5, something like that, and they want to play knight c4. It's true that white can play h3, but I think then you take and you play bishop c5, something along these lines. Same idea in the Taimanov. Hopefully you can bring also the bishop to b7. It would be almost like in our game. Never mind, enough talking. Let's go back to the game. So after the move h4, white is already having a very interesting game. Knight c5 is coming up next. If you said bishop d3, I think black should play f5. If I'm not mistaken, this is an ugly move, but I looked at this a little, and I think this is the best rejoinder here. And we can perhaps defend in a better way. If you play h4, you instead keep the bishop flexible. So you can put it here, you can put it there, and so on. Also, please notice that if you play bishop d3 and I go f5, now you have to be careful about knight b4 also, right? Yeah, oh, Titan, you're saying that. I don't know. If you play it here, obviously what we have to check is this and that, I suppose. Do you think it works? I'm slightly suspicious about it. f5, I go bishop g6. I'm hoping it can go this way. I know you have this check, but maybe I can run. I'm happy you don't have bishop a6. Oh, you play g6 instead of f5. But you can't play g6 with my bishop here, can you? Or maybe you can. I would be scared to death doing that, but you're a brave player, so nothing's going on here, says Titan Chess. Well, remains to be seen. No, knight e5 is an interesting choice. Queen takes d6. Yeah, I don't know. I will take on d6, I think. Looks interesting for white. Yeah, very brave move, g6. Maybe not completely necessary in this case. I would think that f5 is a good move here. But I'm saying this not because I understand chess very well. I say it because I saw it somewhere. So I'm just copying what I saw on some other occasion. Anyway, h4, that's what white played in the game. Nice, flexible move. Knight g5 coming up next. Even in some situations where they play h6, we can do this anyway, and we sack on g5. That's good to know. Black played in the game h6. Maybe the best choice was to go f5. I looked at this also. White could take in that case. We don't want to take with the queen now, since the pawn will be attacked by the bishop. So e takes d5 and d4. This is what white would play. And they make black pay a little for this move. But still, I think this is the best option for black. This looks a little ugly, but I know how the game went, so it's easy for me to say. Let's check the game. They played h6. All right, guys, it's your turn here. Let's see if you can find the most juicy choice here with the white pieces. Try to increase your advantage, put more pressure on black. Gordon, Titan, you got it. Chess Art. I know what you mean, Pop and Kiro. I'll play f5 there, all right? Okay, it seems everybody got this right. Congratulations. I think you should try this in your next tournament, this opening. You seem to know it very well, how to handle it. So, yeah, everybody basically got this right. That's great news. This is no surprise for you, but when I was your age, nobody would play like this. It's kind of new opening. I think it's because the engine is saying that it's okay. Please go ahead, Sarthak. What do you play here with the white pieces? They created a hook for us, so we should take advantage of that hook, right? g4, we're coming now, strong attack. If you play knight g5, I understand this is very entertaining to play. Pawn takes, and yeah, I have to play g6, and you had some attacking idea here with, I don't know, queen c3 or something, but or bishop d3, targeting g6. Exactly. But the heartbreaker here is that black will play f5 instead. And now if you take on d5, I can take with a pawn, and this move is not completely to the point here. I'm hoping to play one glorious day, bishop f6. So what about knight g4 first instead of g4? Knight g4. How can you play knight g4? I don't follow. Knight g5. I thought we were just talking about that. We said f5, right? So g4, completely correct here, Sarthak. That's what white played in the game. Their strategy is very simple. They want to play g5. All right. Black played bishop e7. It was funny to look at the move knight takes e3, trying to displace white's queen or try to get to this trade. What do you think Stockfish asked for here after knight takes e3? Anyone? I'm sorry, Sarthak. With that move, I have to revoke the pawn. No, just joking. You can play like that also, but there is a stronger move. Computers are good with non-recaptures, no? Humans are bad with that. Aha, nobody tells me the move. Gordon told me the move and JM chess. Exactly, G5. For some reason, Stockfish is saying that white is winning here. Interesting, no? Interesting. We don't care about this knight. That's computer chess. We will take and we will continue the attack. Black gets killed. Interesting. G5, why? Yeah, I don't know. Ask Stockfish or its programmer. But we can also try to understand ourselves if you like. Let's make our brain work here. Knight goes back. We take on H6. I guess you want to play G6 now. Rook G1 is rather poisonous. Yeah, definitely. What do you want to play with black now? King H7, it's inviting H5, right? You want to play Queen E8? Maybe. I think we could go H5 anyway. It's just a piece. Imagine Mikhail Tal playing this position with white. I don't think he would be too angry about it. Yeah, this looks nice. I have better things to do than take a useless piece. Interesting way to put it, Horrorblade. F5 says Sartak. All right, I'll take on G6 with the pawn, perhaps. I have a serious threat here, right? You have to interpose on F6. Yeah, maybe you're okay here with black, but it looks like scary path to walk, right? Maybe there is something better. H7 straight away says. Somebody said this? No. Well, I don't know, but I think if we look carefully, we can find a way to win with white. But I'm the problem here. I'm not making the right moves. I think Rook takes G6. Oh, I see. Rook takes G6 is stronger. Yeah, that's probably stronger. Yeah, I think black is getting killed here in one way or another. Maybe Rook G7, and you have to go this way. Can you bring in the queen? You're good with tactics. I can't see the mate. Sorry, guys. Queen c4. All right, trying to bring over the queen, but this square is not available. Sorry, I can't see the mate. But if you told me white is winning, I will definitely believe you. E4 maybe open up the game. Yeah, something like that. Maybe bishop f6, rook d6. Strange game, but in any case, we can look for improvements here also. Not all these moves were forced, but we can safely feel that this is troublesome. You know what? Another idea here. Maybe you go like this. They play this and you play h5. Maybe this is clever. Sorry, h7 and h5. This looks nice. And then you come back and you continue to hit them like that. Maybe. You have also the bishop d3 in the pocket now. That might be interesting. So, yeah. Exactly, Rohan. Something like that. Or even straight away, you're saying. Maybe even here. This is probably. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I'm very slow. This is, of course, the way to win. You got it. That's it. We don't need to play rook g1. We play that like that straight away, and we have the mating idea on h8. So yeah, bishop f6 maybe. I don't know. Can you take? Can you play something like g7? That looks like a familiar tactical pattern. Yeah, looks very dangerous for black. We can agree that black is in trouble here. White has a few different options. We would need some time to establish which is the best one. But I thought that was something for you to notice here. Knight takes e3. You would say, should we take with the queen, with the bishop, or with the pawn? The answer is no, no, no. We should play g5 instead. Interesting. So I have a lot of respect for this system. I never see it work out so well as in this game. Let's have a look. Bishop b7, and now white continued with a plan. G5, black correctly closed everything, but white now continues. We don't need to play g6 here. The Indian grandmaster proceeds in very methodic fashion. First, knight e4, bringing knight a little closer. You can already picture some idea with rook g1 and knight f6. Black played g6. They must have hated to play this move. It looks really very ugly to play it, but it's difficult to defend here. I looked at something here, rook c8, trying to get knight d4 in. I think that's why it's black's best survival strategy, but it's not tactically working completely. Rook g1, e5 to give up a pawn to somehow liberate themselves, to cut off this bishop. But white is better here all the time. Knight takes, bishop takes, rook e8, f4. That's what the computer said, and it's saying white is winning. So interesting. Also, as for white's king, we can just castle away, right? We have several interesting destinies for this bishop. So what after h5, g takes h5? h5, g takes h5. I don't follow. You want to take on g5? I don't think so, no. No, that's something else, I think. So, in any case, yeah, the game is basically over here. But okay, I would like to show you the finish. 94 g6, rook g1. So that's what I'm saying. White is basically winning here. You can see that the only thing they have to do, they have to cook up somehow this move knight f6 in the right way. Maybe you should include knight c4 and take on d5. There will be some sacrifice coming up. Black is extremely hopeless in this position. They played in the game queen e8. All right, guys, I have a question for you. If rook e8, what do you think white should play? Is there a way in which we can just finish off this game? And yeah, let's see if you can find that. Okay, I don't think you need too much time for that. Oh, everybody found it in 5 seconds. Nice. Yeah, I think this is because it's the opening is from your generation. That's why you see these things so quickly. Exactly. Nice. Okay. Yeah, I can't really cancel. I will wait for everyone. But okay, we have a long list of winners. JM Chess, Ryan, Heuristic, Sarthak, Daniel, Kirotori, Little Chess Player, Oski, Titan, Smart Goldfish, Patriots, Chess Art, Adi, Tactical Magician, Hollow, Awesome Owen, Alg, Thinker. That's a long list. This was a very simple tactic for you. I understand. All right, but we should wait. We should be respectful and let the clock tick down. Next time, I will give you less time, of course, to think about this. But we should give everybody a chance here. Okay, we had some other choices also, but I think we can agree that it's better to just strike while the iron is hot. So, Thinker, please go ahead. Thinker, what did you play here? Puzzle Rush, exactly. Oh, nice, nice Spanish Titan chess. Dar mate, no mate. Mate in English. It's yeah, almost written the same way actually. So knight takes f6. Please go ahead. We take and we crash through here. Rook takes d6. Black can resign. Queen is coming. Can you really play chess in this way with the bishop on f1 or the king on e1? Well, apparently it seems you can indeed do that. So rook g1, queen e8. This was the game. Knight f6 was also possible here, but the Indian grandmaster first played bishop c4. We talked about this. It can be useful to have this move in the pocket. Black played rook d8, and at this point we're ready for the grand finale. It was possible to take, but what he played was even stronger. He played knight f6 check. Black took back with the bishop, so as after g takes f6 be able to play e5. But at this point, white uncorked a very nice move. You get only 10 seconds because you're so fast. So what do you think white played here? Don't take Sarthak. I'm protecting that pawn still. Yeah, that's too soon. That's too soon. Oh, nobody found this move. This time I gave you too little time then. So some people wanted to take on e5, d4. Yeah, but then you open up for me also. Rook takes g6. I don't think this works. Nobody found this move except the Indian grandmaster, of course. Anyone else? e4. Wow, that's an ugly move. Sorry, e4. You cannot assist here anymore at this class. No, I'm just joking. Of course you can, but you shouldn't allow me to play knight f4. What happened to our poor bishop? So please don't play e4. Queen e4. Yeah, queen e4. I think you get half a point if you play that. Yeah, please notice, guys, I cannot take, right? I get mated. So queen e4 looks like a very promising move. Definitely you get half a point for that. Any other move here that you talked about? Bishop d3. Interesting. But they played a nicer move. I stick to what he played in the game. Queen f5, interesting. You want to take on h5. I see. Okay, that's definitely a good move also. So yeah. Anyway, many moves, many roads lead to Rome. In the game, he played this move. I like his move a lot. It's very, what can I say, pleasant to the eye. This move, you're hitting here and you're getting ready to castle and bring in the rook. But all right, no big difference. Probably Queen f5 was also perfectly fine in this position, targeting h5. Good point. Good point. Anyway, rook g5 was played in the game. Let's wrap this up. Rook g6 played. Knight takes, bishop takes. And it looks so simple. No, it looks so simple in this game. White has complete control of the whole game. Rook e6. Anyone? What should white play at this point? You get for this mission only 15 seconds. Is knight d4 possible? Knight d4? Maybe. Good question, Titan. It depends on which moment you mean, knight d4. Knight d4 for black, you mean? If you could get away with it, it would be great, of course, to turn the table in this terrible game. You're right, Titan. What was your move here? What did you play? Yeah, we don't think twice about this. Of course, we keep the bishop in the middle. That's how the game went. b5 was played by black. Complete desperation. Since the queen is tied to the pawn, what do you think white played here? Anyone? We just take on b5, exactly. Bishop c6. Do we like to trade? Well, we can probably do that, but he actually just went back in the game. You have e4 on top of all your other problems here. E4 is coming up also. I don't know. f5 I cannot play, right? But else I think what we could consider here is to castle, to let all the pieces play, right? What happened to the poor rook? It was not invited to this party, so we could castle and play rook g1. That would be the simplest solution. You had a question there, Titan. No, 94 you were saying. I wonder at what moment. Around here? Doesn't look completely sound, right? I can probably just take it back. Was it later, maybe? Instead of castles, they should play rook king e2. Yeah, maybe you can play that also. After rook g5. Oh, I see. Yeah, I don't think that works, but maybe it was a better practical chance. 94. Yeah, I would take. you want to take back, I guess, rook e5 to use that glorious rook. My next move is castles. I will play rook g1. You're right that the bishop is not so happy anymore, but fortunately we have other pieces to use, right? So this looks a bit complex now. After rook g5. Yeah, I think we looked at it already, right? Queen takes e5. That cannot be true, right? We're talking about something else here. Yeah, this is not working. Yeah, I can always castle away and then I'll continue my. You want to play like that? I don't know. Maybe I can play f4 also. Have some cheap tactic and things like that. Anyway, I think we're drifting away a little. What I wanted to show you is that this opening, it works surprisingly well. The e3 poison, or whatever name you would like to put to it. So white played in a very innocent way. Was this the final the decisive mistake? No, I don't think so. But here you really have to be careful. Maybe e takes d5, and then for sure uh, rook g1 is less likely to occur on the board, not to mention g4. But when you play knight takes d5, we should really notice this plan similar to the Taimanov, I would say, with rook g1 and attack on the king side, h4 on knight g5. Already here it was difficult to play black. I think we all learned something from this game. Great game by Gosh with the white pieces. G4, it looks so simple, no? Looks so simple. And it was already quite impossible to stop white. Yeah, fancy game. All right, guys, I think that's it for today. Thanks for joining. Thanks, Chessable, Chess Dojo, Greg Shahadi, USCS. We will continue next week with more opening disasters. Thanks. See you. Bye bye.